So speaking of the NFC North, I wanted to take this opportunity here to run through the NFC North, our standings. And you know what, Matt? We'll let Matt go first here, and he can kind of give, I want the records of the teams and then who you think's going to win the division. I don't think you had the same process as me, but you don't have to have the same process as me. So tell us how you got there. If it's vibes, if it's just whatever, you just decided like favorite to least favorite team. However you did it, give me that, but give me some wins and the division winners.
All right, well, we'll start with the Packers. I did actually run through their schedule the same way you were running through the schedules, and I have them with 5 losses. So 12 wins, 5 losses.
Okay.
Packers win the division. I was able to get through the Lions. I have them 10-7.
Okay.
I said yesterday for Chicago, I thought they were going to be my kind of a bold take, and I'll stick with it. They're going to go 5-12. Pretty tough schedule. That's how I'm getting it, and I'm kind of just hoping that they're not that good.
Because it's funny, like, I think Detroit and Green Bay have really tough schedules, tougher than the Bears, especially the way they finish up.
The entire NFC North has pretty tough schedules, but
the entire North is in the top 5 or 6 for hardest schedule.
Detroit's got Kansas City on there.
Mm-hmm. Because they play the division winners.
Yeah, and the Packers have a gauntlet, though, at the end. But go ahead and continue.
Yep. So what do we got? We got Packers, Lions, Chicago. So we're on to we're on to Minnesota. I don't really personally believe in J.J. McCarthy, but I do think there are some wins, and obviously within the North, if I'm going to give Chicago only 5 wins, I'm assuming Minnesota's getting a couple of them, so we'll go 7-10 for Minnesota.
Okay. Molly?
All right, so I actually have Packers and Detroit getting the same record at 10-7.
Okay.
And then I have Chicago and Minnesota both having the same record at 9-8. Now, I don't know if that's actually like possible, but it could happen.
I think so.
That's crazy. After I look at it, mine were completely flipped as well. I have the Lions and Chicago the Packers and the Bears having opposite records of 12-5 and 5-12.
Okay.
And then 10-7 and 7-10.
Okay.
Add up your wins.
This is like the Da Vinci Code.
So
where you guys are doing this.
A lot of numbers.
Add up your wins, because I went through and matched. I went every single team win-loss and made sure that there was no.
Since mine are opposite, it has to be right.
Well, I have 39 total wins.
Take that for data.
And yours is how many
I'm
total
going to have
wins?
to go through.
No, just add up your total wins. You just gave me the win totals. What are they?
What do you mean by
Molly is at
20 plus
18,
18, 38.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's possible.
Okay.
I think. I mean, at least that's enough wins. You don't have too many wins in the division.
But as for Minnesota, though, I don't know if I necessarily believe in J.J. McCarthy, but I believe in Kevin O'Connell. I think he's a great coach. I think he's a quarterback whisperer in a sense, and he's going to get success out of J.J. McCarthy to some level. How successful, I don't know. But the Minnesota Vikings, let us not forget, are an elite team.
So that is a great segue into how I came up with mine, because, and there was a hit piece that came out from Ty Dunn today. We can ask Jason Wilde about against Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears organization in general. I call it a hit piece because everyone interviewed, he says openly in the article, are former Bear employees and scouts. And the timing of it sure seems like, hey, I want to really maximize my paid subscription service to get hits in a 3-part series where I bury the most hated quarterback in the NFL. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter.
Who's the most hated quarterback in the NFL? Caleb Williams?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Amaron St. Brown of the Lions just went on social media and said, He's
such a talker.
But he's like, what is with all the hate against Caleb Williams? So like, this is just ridiculous. I've never seen any quarterback get so much crap.
I think it's not that he's the most hated, like most disliked, I think, is what Molly might be thinking. I think that's Aaron Rodgers, but I think the most doubted and the most like bagged on, the one people are doubting the most, I think is Caleb Williams.
I think it's more than doubting. I think it's like, oh, he paints his nails, or look at him being a diva, look at him like. Again, I'm in different parts of Twitter than you guys are. There's just a lot of unnecessary.
I think that's the dark corners.
Well, like he missed in a drill where he's trying to throw the ball. There's random video.
People like to make fun of him, but I don't think people dislike him as a person the way that they do Aaron Rodgers.
That's fair, and that's what I'm saying. People like to find little things.
Which would you rather be?
Aaron Rodgers is more successful.
No. I don't mean that. I mean, would you rather be hated for like you as a human, or like hated because people just want to rag on you
as a player for your job?
Sounds awful.
Would you rather be hated
I'd rather be ragged on
as
a
Me too.
Player.
People like me, but I'm ragged on for being a bad radio guy. So I like that. I'm the Caleb Williams of Wisconsin radio.
Matt, you got to come in with painted nails on Monday.
To that point, though, so what I was getting at is, regardless of whatever it was all about the old coaching and Caleb last year.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to point out that the same article came out, and I think Ty Dunn might have wrote it, really in-depth about how McCarthy and Rodgers are an abject crap show at the end, and everything was a disaster. Surprise, surprise, when guys get fired, everything is bad. What did Aaron Rodgers do when Matt LaFleur came in? He won 2 or 3 MVPs and went to multiple NFC championship games.
Yeah.
So, and that was a veteran QB who had to rewrite who he was and adjust. So even if it's all true, what I was getting at is Ben Johnson, for the first time since Lovie Smith, is a coach that I'm excited about, and his coaching staff is a coaching staff I believe in. I think Chicago has screwed up for a long time getting the quarterback and figuring the coaches can make it work. My understanding from people off the record and on the record is that Ben Johnson is not going to let Caleb be a brat like he might have been last year. That doesn't mean Caleb's going to be great. That doesn't mean that Tyson Bagent might not come in. What it does mean is I think this Bears football team, who went to a Super Bowl with Rex Grossman as their quarterback, who I think has a top 10 defense in the NFL, is going to be a team that finishes second. Or actually third. It'll be tied for second. Here's what I got. The Detroit Lions, 11 wins.
So second and third.
Well, here's what we got here. The Detroit Lions... The Detroit Lions win the division. 11 wins is what I got them at. I think everyone in the NFC North is going to fall off. So the Detroit Lions are still the better team. I think their defense, it could finish top 5 this year. Their offense will take a step back. I think their defense, Aiden Hutchinson, all of that.
Yeah.
Packers, I have number 2, 10 wins. Bears, number 3, 10 wins. I assume the Packers will end up with a tiebreaker. I have them splitting their series. I have both teams ending up with 10 wins, and I have the Vikings with 8. I think I have a 2-game variance here. I could see any of these teams being 2 games better or worse. But I do think Chicago has a very fair chance to win 10 games, which still puts them in third. I don't even know if that puts them in the playoffs. If I was truly betting on it, I honestly went into this thinking I'd come down with 9 wins. And literally the second to last game of the year when they play San Francisco at San Francisco, I think that's really going to be what does San Francisco have left to play for? If they catch San Francisco, if they're still recovering from all the injuries they had and they're rebuilding their rosters, you might catch a San Francisco team that might not care, and that's how you get your 10th win. So that's why I have a 2-win variance for a lot of these. Because the Packers, I have them losing out. Denver, Chicago, Baltimore, Minnesota. And I think it's at Minnesota to end it. I'm not positive on that part. But it's not a great finish. Usually, basically what I did in the North is I had everyone split and basically win your home game, lose your road game. Okay. And I had everyone beating the Steelers, and I had everyone losing to the Commanders. Those are some just trends I had to make it easier.
So looking at the trends from you guys' predictions, all of you have either the Packers or the Lions winning the division. That's the one certainty.
Yes, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah.
Without a doubt at all.
I don't think the Bears or the Vikings are winning the division.
You guys are all really doubting the Vikings. 7-10, 9-8, 8-9. You just think they're going to be mediocre Minnesota.
That's what everybody thought last year, and look what happened.
Exactly.
So,
here's what I get that. It's only because J.J. McCarthy, and I know Sam Darnold wasn't great, he's so young that I think there's going to be some games where he's going to play well, and just in the margins at the end of the game, some of those 50-50 games the young players lose early in their career, and then later on he figures out how to win those. So I think this is going to be a growing. I honestly think the NFC North.
So you mean a little bit like Rodgers' first season.
Yes.
Right? 6-10. There's a lot of games they were in, but wasn't quite able to get over the hump, and then the next year he goes on tear.
And I think NFC North is going to have the most amount of combined wins of teams top to bottom. I think they're going to be.
The best division of football is what you're saying?
Easily the NFC. I think the best division of football. I think all these teams are. I think these divisional games are all going to be 1-score games.
Okay, I can get down with
that. They are going to beat each other up in the divisional games. I have them at an even at 500 for the North. They're going to win just as many as they lose.
Who?
The North.
Oh.
In general.
Oh, I see. Okay, I get you.
They're totally even split. I don't have them over 500. I don't know if that was just the way that it. I think it just happened that way. I do think they're one of the better divisions of football, but I don't know if you're going to be. They just all have such a tough schedule this year. I wanted to give some credit to the other teams for that reason, right?
All right, 844-770-3776. That's a Carbus Talking text line. List is more our siding unlimited poll question as we go to break. Which team is going to win the NFC North, the Packers or the Lions? Because we all agree it's going to be one of those two teams. 844-770-3776. That's the Carbus Talking text line. List is more our siding unlimited poll question. Which team is going to win NFC North, the Packers or the Lions?